Right, we're now looking at day 9. This lesson is on relative place value. And so in this lesson, students need to be able to describe the relationship between the value of digits in whole numbers and decimal numbers. This is really going to build on what students have been practicing for the last 2 days, multiplying and dividing by powers of 10. In this lesson, we're going to start again with whole numbers, right? How does the value of the 3 and the number 300 compare to the value of the 3 and 30? And so even without the place value chart, students should be able to say, well, 3 and 300 represents 3 hundreds, and the 3 and 3 tens represents 3, and 30 represents 3 tens. I know that 100 is 10 times more than a 10, so this 3 represents 10 times this 3. Okay, the other way that I know that is on my place value chart. It is one place value to the left. This 3 is one place value to the left of this 3. Therefore, this 3 is 10 times larger than this 3. Now we're going to do it with decimal numbers. Oh, actually, sorry, my bad. We're still going to do it with whole numbers. This time we're going 1/10 as large, right? And so now we're talking about 4 tens and 4 hundreds. This, it says the value of the 4 and the number 49, this represents 4 tens, is 1/10 as much as 4 hundreds. And so the tens is in the one place value slid to the right, right? And so we're going to be talking about 1/10 as much. Now we're going to do it with some decimals. How does the 5 and 5.7 compare to the 5 and 14 and 5/10? So the 5 is in the ones place, this 5 is in the tens place, this 5 is 10 times as large as this 5. This would be a good place to stop and ask students, what strategy am I using to show my work for this? Again, what we really want students doing for each one of these problems is creating place value charts, just like I've done here. They don't need to go all the way out to hundreds, thousands, tens, hundredths, thousandths. If their numbers are only to the tens place, you can just use the place values that you need to, draw the place values that you need to. And then I also decided this year that we were going to include 1/100th and 100 times larger. We've seen some problems like that on the ANET, and so I just want to make sure that students are getting practice on what they could see, and so I want to make sure that, you know, we're giving them as many at-bats as we can at the most rigorous questions, so they never get confused. So the value in the 6 in this number is 2 and 67 thousandths. This is in the hundredths place, and the 6 and 6 and 14 hundredths. This is in the ones place. So this is 1/100th the value of 6 ones. 6 hundredths is 1/100th the value of 6 ones. I know that because it's 2 place values to the right. This is 2 place values to the right of this. And then finally, this really builds on what students practiced yesterday. There are actually 2 correct answers here. We'll show this work, again, using our place value chart first. And so we have 32, and we're figuring out how we get to 3 and 2/10. So let's go ahead and write in 32, 3 tens, 2 ones, and then we're going to slide it to get to 3 and 2/10. I noticed that I slid it to the right 1 place value. So that's the same as dividing by 10, or in this case, multiplying by 1/10 as well. This is where we really solidify this big key concept. A digit in one place represents 10 times as much as the place value to its right, and 1/10 of what it represents to its left. And then again, multiplying by 1/10 is the same as dividing by 10. Multiplying by 1/100th is the same as dividing by 100. Great.